Two whistles from the engineers. Now that we're all on the same page, get ready, get set, 'cause here we go. And we are off. Everyone put your arms up in the air. Both arms as high as you can reach. Higher than that. All of you, all of you. Move them over to the right and wave goodbye to our hardworking station master. We have Elizabeth and we have Ricardo. Everybody say goodbye, guys. We'll see y'all later. Over on the right hand side we have African penguins. Yes, Africans, so they are used to this hot Florida weather. If you run along the tank, they will chase after you because they are very friendly and very playful. Looks like they're all going for a swim now. How cute is that? That roller coaster that just came above us was Cheetah Hunt. It is one of the longest coasters in the park, going for about 3 minutes and being 4,429 feet of track. Over on the left is one of the 3 entrances to the edge of Africa. It is a 16-acre self-guided tour home to about 13 different species of animals, including lions, hyenas, meerkats, lemurs, and even a 225,000-gallon observation tank for hippopotamus and African fish. That big white building on the right is where you can enjoy some fine dining, as well as the upper level being a full-fledged bar for those of you 21 and over. We're now coming into Egypt. Here on the right-hand side we have Cobra's Curse. It is unique in the fact that it takes you a big vertical lift 80 feet up in the air and puts you face to face with the Serpent King. It is a family-friendly coaster, so it does not go upside down, but it does take you backwards and it spins you like crazy. If the wait time is ever really long, don't worry because most of the waiting area is air conditioned. There is a little show that plays every couple minutes. And there's a glass enclosure that has a very large python in it. So definitely check that out. That is Cobra's Curse. On the right we have Montu. Montu is the name of an Egyptian god of war. This ride has been rated one of the top 10 coasters in the country since it was built, which is over 20 years ago. As you can see, the ride goes upside down 7 times and goes at the speeds of 65 miles an hour. I definitely suggest that you eat after Montu and not before because you do get a little bit dizzy. It is really fun though, so definitely check that out. We're now coming into the Serengeti Belt where there are wild and free roaming animals. They can and will cross the track whenever they please, and in that case you may have to slow down or come to a sudden stop. To remain seated at all times with all body parts inside of the train. If you are standing up and we come to a sudden stop, you may get tossed off the train, and that is not a healthy diet for our animals, so make sure you and your children are seated at all times. Let's start off with those large tan animals with those very sharp horns. Those are the eland antelope, the largest and the slowest of the antelope species, weighing about to 1 ton. But despite that very large size, they can jump 10 feet high in the air from a vertical standstill. That means that they don't even need a running start. They can just jump whenever they feel like it for absolutely no reason at all. The giraffes, of course, are the reticulated giraffes, the smallest species. Males going up to 18 feet in height and females 14. Now one of those that are walking away from the train, more to the left, I believe that's one of the younger ones, only about 2-3 years old. But we do have a baby giraffe somewhere in the back, not in the Serengeti. You can't see her yet. This is because the elands and the zebras over here are kind of aggressive to the little ones. So she's not out yet, but she does exist. Those very small tan animals on top of the hill were the impalas, not made by Chevy. Those girls actually do run. These white animals here on the left are the Adax antelope. As you can see, one of them is smaller than the rest. That is the little baby. She is about 3 to 4 months old, and they are extremely endangered, so we're very happy that they did have her. I believe it is a girl. She was very close to the train, so cute. Love that. These are the Grevy zebras. They were really close to the train, so you may have seen that their manes and their tails are a light brown color, slightly red. This is because their stripes are not actually brown. They're not actually black. I'm sorry, they're a dark brown. They darken as they get older, but when zebras are first born, they are a light tan color, slightly red. That truck you may have seen was the Safrai truck. It is an extra purchase you can make, but you see giraffes on it. On top of that hill there on the left, you may have seen those living, breathing, walking boulders. There's one close to the water there on the left. Those are the white rhinos. Third largest land mammal in the world, weighing from about 5 to 600 pounds. Don't quote me on this, but I'm going to guess that the one closest to the train kind of running away is the baby, because the horn is short and stubby, and rhinos sharpen their horns on the trunks of trees, so the sharper and longer the horn, the older they are. Those zebras out there are the Grant zebras. The stripes go all the way around the belly, unlike the Grevy zebras we saw earlier. And these guys are a little bit smaller. They're also the most commonly photographed of the zebra species because their stripes go all the way around the belly. Here on the left, on top of that little hill around the tree, those are the sable antelopes. They are run by matriarch society, meaning that the leader is a dominant female. Look out for two that are, one is really small with short horns, and the other one has only one horn. Those are the two males. Now they are not going to get kicked out of the herd because there's no other herd for them to go to. Both the males are closer to the train now. I believe the baby is about 5 months old now. Also on the left, those small tan animals with the black racing stripes are the Grant gazelles. Those are the cousins to the Thompson's gazelles you saw at the station. These guys are a little larger and a little faster, running up to 55 miles an hour. A little bit behind them, you will see those shaggy gray animals with the long black tails and short horns. Those are wildebeest. They run in herds of millions, kicking up so much dirt and dust that you can see them from the International Space Station. When a baby wildebeest is born, it immediately has to jump up and run with the herd because the herd will not slow down for them, unlike the zebras who run at the speed of the slowest member. Over on the right, eventually, hopefully, you'll see one of our female redneck ostriches. They like hanging out up there. Their names are Wilma 1 and Wilma 2. They're completely flightless, but don't let that fool you because one kick from an ostrich can be lethal to a full-blown lion. Looks like they're probably hiding behind that hill over there. They're usually up there, but I guess they decided today is the one day they don't want to be. As you go through this tunnel, remain seen to keep all body parts inside of the train. Watusi tribes of Africa. This means that they are only used for their milk and not their meat. The more of them you have, the wealthier you are. And both the males and the females have those really, really long horns. Once again, that is the Watusi cattle. As you come through this crossing, if you see any ambassadors on your left or your right, make sure you give them a wave. They will wave back. Here on the right hand side, Pumbaa is a word in the African dialect that means roar. So that loud roaring sound that you heard was Pumbaa. Much like Montu, it goes upside down 7 times. It goes up to speeds of 60 miles an hour. Pumbaa also has 2 full 360-degree horizontal loops. So it goes really, really fast when it goes through it. It's really fun. That's kind of my favorite part of Pumbaa. Pumbaa is located in Congo. Also located in Congo, of course, is the Congo River Rapids. There will be an opening in the bushes to your right where you can see part of it. It's about a quarter mile of treacherous water that you go through on a free floating raft. You do get absolutely soaked on this ride, especially once you go under the waterfall. That is the Congo River Rapids there on the right. Also on the right will be bongo antelopes, once thought to be extinct only to be rediscovered in the 1950s, earning them the name the Ghosts of the Forest. On the left is the treetop trails, where the little ones can enjoy climbing and going through obstacle courses, as well as a splash pad and a mini falcon experience called the Wild Surge. That is located in Jongala. Kind of across from the treetop trails, there is the tiger exhibit where you can see the Bengal tigers and the white tigers, as well as the orangutan is right next to the treetop trails. That orange roller coaster there on your left is Tigress. It goes forwards, backwards, and it holds you upside down for about a second, all the way up at the top. Is home to Shikra and Tigris, as well as being the closest station to Jongala and Sesame Street Safari of Fun. As you pull into the station, please remain seated until we come to a full and complete stop. That means that the speed of the train will match the speed of the ground. You may only exit on your platform side, which is your station side. And I'll let you know when it's safe to exit, but for now, once again, please remain seated. just a little bit longer. Wait,